13, KCOP, Los Angeles. Weeknights at 6, blast off for out-of-this-world adventure with Gil Gerard when he patrols the galaxy as Buck Rogers in the 25th century. Only on Channel 13.
Don't go away, because Robotech's coming right back.
Here's new Peaches and Cream Barbie doll. Date and I can doll so separately. Gorgeous.
We girls can glow from head to toe. Right, Barbie? Peaches and Cream Barbie. Hollow, luscious stone. What a look, hand and hook. Caught up in a whirl of a peach creamy girl. We girls can do anything. Right, Barbie?
Peaches and Cream Barbie doll comes with change around stroll and everything you see here. Ken doll sold separately. New from Mattel.
Time for breakfast.
Okay. It's here. Marshmallows and chocolate graham crackers together in new s'mores crunch cereal. A fantastic part of this complete breakfast.
Breakfast? On breakfast?
Yeah.
You finally made it.
Hilarious, guys. It's really here. S'mores crunch.
Where'd that come from?
New s'mores crunch. Like a dream come true.
8 a.m. I had fruit flavors on my mind and tricks in my sights. This disguise was sure to get some.
A detective.
How's Tricks, sweetheart?
Great. Tricks is part of this good, nutritious breakfast.
Well, I'll need this for evidence. Play it, Sam. Oranges, lemons, and grapes, I see. The fruit taste of Tricks is all for me.
Rabbit. Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. He's cool.
What's big and yellow and coming to a theater near you? It's Big Bird.
Big Bird! Big Bird! Big yellow turkey.
In his first movie ever.
You're the biggest chicken I've ever seen.
Big yellow bird at 1 o'clock. Oh, no!
It's a free-for-all, fun-for-all adventure. Sesame Street presents Follow That Bird. Rated G. Starts Friday, August 2nd at a theater near you.
Robotech is back now.
I'm a witch, not a magician.
And we're Channel 13, casting a summer spell of magical fun with Bewitched.
That's marvelous. That is marvelous.
You gotta say one thing for her. She's got imagination.
She is bewitched.
She's a real swinger, isn't she?
I don't know when to stop.
Oh, I'd like to put you across my knee and spank you.
Bewitched, weekdays at 5 on Channel 13.
La-da-da-dum! Who goes there?
Toucan Sam.
Another sea dog looking for treasure to loot?
No, I seek flavors of fruit.
Fruit? Me crew needs a good meal. Lead us to your fruitiful treasure.
My pleasure. We'll follow my nose.
Fruit ho!
It always knows. Ahoy! Kellogg's Fruit Loop cereal with natural orange, lemon, and cherry flavors and a full day supply of vitamin C. Part of this complete breakfast. So you like Fruit Loops?
I am hooked.
Gleaming in the morning light, home of Shira shining bright. Crystal Castle.
You put it together. She was sold separately. You can pretend.
Magic things shine everywhere, 'cause it has a secret power. Lifted high on a throne, Shira saves the world alone. The fate of the world safe in Crystal Castle, Princess of Power.
Crystal Castle comes with everything you see here. Shira dolls sold separately. New from Mattel.
Mask, where illusion is the ultimate weapon.
Convert Switchblade to jet mode. Surprise, Mac Tracker. It's mayhem. Battle station. Protect the decoder, Bruce. I'm going up. Stacks ready to fire.
Mask, Switchblade, Thunderhawk, and Rhino.
Fire!
Each sold separately with action figure.
Cover me, Matt. 10-4. Sato's getting away. But you're not, Mayhem.
Mask, Switchblade, Thunderhawk, and Rhino, each sold separately. New from Kenner.
Attention, Robotech has returned.
Call it master power. Some guys got it, some guys don't. Skeletor's got this creep Spydor.
It's awful. Scary. Very.
When Spydor's legs crawl into sight, you better step aside, because he also bites. Maybe he'll get you. Maybe he won't. He's got master power. Some guys got it, some guys don't.
Got it?
Spydor's new from the Masters of the Youth. There's assembly to do. You need batteries, too. Other action figures sold separately from Mattel. Got it?
With Alphabet cereal, you can win this robot.
Congratulations. Wait for me. Thank you. Begin game. You are out.
It's the Alphabet's Robot Instant Winner game. Millions will enter. 50 kids win.
For you.
If you look inside specially marked boxes of post-Alphabet cereal for 2 laser stickers, one could say you win a Max Steel. Or for free entry, write box 1740, New York, New York.
I like you.
Grimace, here's some happy news about McDonald's Happy Meal.
No, instead of a hamburger, you can get...
Chicken McNuggets
With regular fries and regular soft drink.
Oh, boy, they should be on the front page. They already are.
When you buy a McDonald's Crazy Creatures Happy Meal, you get one of 4 different 3-piece Tommy Popoid sets. All 4 sets combined, decorated with cutouts from boxes, make Crazy Creatures.
I made a Dragonoid.
Crazy Creatures Happy Meal at participating McDonald's.
The ultimate threat to the universe is here.
I am Hordak, and this is my evil horde.
Leash! Mantenna! Twizzler!
Evil even scares me, Hordak, my friend. The evil horde has no friends.
The Evil Horde, new from the Masters of the Universe collection. All figures each sold separately.
Let me out of here!
From Mattel. You are commanded to stay tuned for the return of Robotech.
Monday on Buck Rogers.
In our next episode, Princess Ardala returns with a diabolical scheme to bring the Earth to its knees and Buck Rogers to the altar.
They're going to use that weapon to extort us.
I want Buck Rogers.
Destroy it now.
Our puzzles have no effect.
Talk about shotgun weddings.
Monday at 6 on Channel 13.
Wow, what a view! Underwater, I won't go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs with its awesome chocolatey taste. It's a scrumptious part of this good breakfast. Uh-oh, something's fishy.
Sonny, what's a puff puff Cocoa Puff? Munchy crunchy Cocoa Puffs? Yummy chocolatey Cocoa Puffs.
Yahoo! Cocoa Puffs! Cocoa Puffs, I can't keep my hands off them.
Shoot, it's not easy taking care of these, Michelle.
Preemies need extra special care.
Oh, I take good care of her. I always test her bottle, cover her head in the sun.
You were a preemie.
I was? Was I this small?
even smaller.
Well, how did I get so big?
Your grandma's great cooking.
They're one of a kind. They're Cabbage Patch Babies. You can give them all of your love.
Hey, look at this radio I found.
Introducing Blaster. He looks like an innocent radio, but transformed, he's the powerful Autobot communicator.
Optimus Prime to Blaster. Watch out for Soundwave.
Robots in disguise.
Is Soundwave a buzzsaw? Blaster and Prime will stop them.
The Transformers.
The Transformers, each sold separately from Hasbro.
Welcome, everyone. I hope everybody's having a wonderful week so far. It's good to see you guys. Thank you for being here. I don't expect to be on for very long. I just figured I'd hang out with you guys a little bit tonight, and I'm gonna go over this douche reality guy a little bit, do a little Betty stuff. Maybe some body cam footage. We're just gonna kick it tonight. We're not gonna. There's nothing real pressing that I want to go over. Really, honestly, it's been an interesting day. Annie from 10 to Life went live today for like the first time in forever. So that was cool. She went over just a bunch of stuff, which was really cool. And yeah. So like I said, I don't expect yeah, I mean, it was crazy. Yeah, Melissa, there was like 6,000 people in there. It's crazy. So I like I said, I don't really expect to be live for very long. Just gonna go over some stuff and hang out a little bit. I may have to step away for just a minute in a little bit. But I do apologize in advance for that if I have to end up doing that. But yeah. Anyway, so I don't know what it is with these creators, man, who are constantly talking about Dylan Mortensen. And it's simply because, okay, like for those of you who don't know, in the Idaho case, where the 4 college students from University of Idaho were murdered and stabbed to death, that case, so when Brian Koberger's probable cause affidavit was released, Dylan's name was mentioned in the affidavit because she was the one who ended up calling 911, but she didn't call 911 until the next day. It took her a while to call 911, but for reasons that we just don't know, when these arrest affidavits, they can be pretty vague at times, and when they're vague, you know, it's because all it really matters, because I mean, look at the Chris Watts case. The Chris Watts affidavit was incredibly vague, just lazily written. hardly anything to it. And Betty went looking for a dead body today. Yeah, we'll go into that. I don't even know. I haven't. These are usually, guys, I like to do reactions because like a lot of you guys haven't seen these things yet, so I like to be on the same page with you guys most of the time. I find it more enjoyable that way. So, you know, I saw the title of this dude, and I want to real quick before I forget, Brianna, thank you for becoming a member for 2 months. I appreciate that, and I'm glad that I bring back memories. I am one for nostalgia. I am a sucker for nostalgia. So, now, yeah, normally I like to just do reactions to these things because you know, like I said, I like to be on the same page with you guys. And you know, every time I do live streams, I'm just winging it, man. You know, it's all just, I'm just improvising and hoping for the best. But so I watched about as far as this dude saying that the room will be split. I watched about that far of it, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna just gonna go live and talk about this, and then we'll just go over some Betty stuff because that's always fun. But like I said, nothing really pressing or anything, you know. I just, like I said, I just felt like hanging out with you guys tonight. So and this dude, what's really funny is this dude, man, he's real butthurt. He does not like me talking about him, which just makes it more fun to talk about him. If I'm being totally honest. Like, he puts these community posts up, accuses me of stalking because I've reviewed him like, I don't know, 3 times. It's just really funny. I've never seen anyone so insecure in my life. And I just find it really enjoyable.
Must have been an easy Monday, or you just smashed it out of the park. And talking about smashing it out of the park, we're going to be smashing this video out of the park, as this is going to be a bit of a room splitter, as I'm finally going to lay everything bare of what my actual problem is with specifically the Dylan Morton.
No, of course not. Just call me Hen. We know. I mean, there's plenty of limeys in my chat that that set a much better example for this nationality than this douche.
Mortensen situation. We've kind of pussyfooted around it because I understand that people get.
So yeah, I mean, all this girl did was, she's just mentioned in the affidavit for calling 911, and because she didn't call 911 right away for whatever reason, which is not stated, and she's never made a public statement that I know of. You know, this, like, dickheads like this have to just drag her name through the mud and imply that she had something to do with the murder. You know, imply that she cost these 4 their lives. You know, I mean, she just lost 4 of her friends, 4 of her best friends. I mean, just, and all she did was she was just at home. You know, like, where is the empathy for these people? I don't understand creators like this. And then people support this shit. It's insane to me.
People get upset, they get frustrated, they can't understand fully what the problem is. But I consistently see the same comments over and over and over and over again, which frustrates me, because in the eyes of the law, we have a situation where we've got a guy who is Brian Koberger. He is obviously prime suspect. He's been charged. He's awaiting trial. But in my personal opinion, there has
really, bro? Did you put that together all yourself?
not yet been enough evidence shown to us that would have me believe that he is the sole perpetrator. Now, I'm not saying Brian Koberger is innocent. I'm saying that I haven't seen enough for me to be convinced that he is the person who did it, and he did it on his own.
Okay. See, this is incredibly dangerous. Again, this douchebag, what he's doing right here. So this guy needs evidence to prove that he worked alone, because he's automatically going to just jump to the conclusion that he didn't work alone without any evidence to indicate that he did work alone, or that he didn't work alone, without any evidence to indicate that he had an accomplice in any way, shape, or form. And to imply that this girl who lost 4 of her friends is somehow involved is just plain shitty. It's just plain trashy. I mean, it's crazy. I listen to this guy and I can't even fucking believe what I'm listening to. This is a guy. This is a guy with brains and you know, and he generates enough electricity to move his legs and arms and that dumb fucking mouth of his. Yet he can't even simply have any empathy for someone who just lost 4 of her friends. You have no fucking idea. You have no fucking idea if he, like, there's nothing to indicate that he was not the sole perpetrator. You have nothing to indicate that.
I've got some notes here so I don't forget anything, because I'm getting old. 43 years old. And I only look 21, but I'm actually 43. But look, I've put here, this is my problem per se. And it is that so many...
Dude, really? Where do you fucking start? Like, what is your problem exactly? Like, where do you fucking start? Where do I start on what your problems are?
So many people turn around and say Dylan Mortensen escaped being killed. And that's not entirely true. She didn't escape being killed. What we've learned about her actions is, in fact, pointing to exactly the opposite. And that is that she avoided this. She completely ignored what was going on. If you are led to believe, or you believe that she heard something, she heard noises that led her to then consist or repeatedly look out of her bedroom door. Now, what we're got to appreciate here is this was a...
Okay, dude. All right. So supposedly Dylan Mortensen heard noises, right? And she heard someone say something. I forgot what it was. But the thing is you got to understand that this is a college house. It's not a dorm. Okay. It is a house very near, if not on campus. Okay. It's a house. And these are college kids. And they're all on or around 21 years old. So there's going to be a lot of partying going. I think I can't even imagine being 21 years old, going to a state university in fucking buttfuck Idaho and not living a party lifestyle when I'm not studying. I mean, it's a rite of passage. Yeah, crime lies in videotape. I agree with you. I agree with you. You know, this is just the way she saw it was she was living with a bunch of people who some of them actually were out at a party, came back. Of course, they're probably intoxicated. They're probably a little loud. And I mean, this is insane to me that common sense does not. I mean, what is the I've never even went to college. I never even went to college. But common sense dictates that this is what goes on. When you're 21 and you're in college, you're partying and you're living, and you live in a house, it's probably a party house. Stupid. And she even said that the dude, that she saw the guy walk by and he had like a neck gaiter on, and all she saw was his eyes. See, the thing is she's probably not even going to be called up as a witness because the defense will tear her apart. The defense will just be like, well, you didn't get a good look at him, basically. You can't ID somebody if you didn't get a good look at him. I mean, she might get called up there. Who knows? Hopefully she doesn't have to testify. Hopefully they have enough of a case, because the probable cause affidavit, you have to understand, and this guy even acknowledges it. He knows, because when he says things like, we don't have enough evidence made available to us. So the probable cause affidavit never has the entire case. All it has is just enough to show probable cause as to why they're charging him with murder, why they're charging Brian Kohberger with murder. That's the only reason. That's the purpose of its existence. It is not designed to prove the case. So who knows? Who fucking knows what evidence the prosecution has? But for this guy to sit up here and say, well, I don't have enough evidence to tell me that she worked, that he worked alone. You have to assume that he did. Otherwise, you're making implications on potentially innocent people. And he's making an implication on a potentially, probably innocent person who just lost 4 of her friends.
A party house, remember? So when you consider living in this sort of house as a student with other students and regularly having parties, why would you be sticking your head out of the door to complain about it? Why would you be doing that?
Maybe she had class the next day, dickhead. What do you mean, why would she do that? Who doesn't fucking do that? Maybe there's nights where she's like, you know what? I got an exam day after tomorrow. And so I need to get up early, go to the fucking lab or the library and study my ass off. And I need to get some sleep. So I'm not dozing off in front of my books or in front of my laptop, sitting there studying. Dude, my brother's a physical therapist. Graduated from University of Florida. Okay. He's a physical therapist. And when he was in college, I went up there a couple of times to visit him. There was one time I went up to visit him for the Alachua Music Festival. And there's a bunch of bands I never heard of, but George Clinton and P-Funk All-Stars headlined, and it was amazing. It was the first time I ate shrooms. I had a fucking amazing time. It was great. But the entire day, I was bored as shit. And all I wanted was my brother to come and hang out. And my brother was like, can't do it. And this was before cell phones, before everyone had one. So I'm waiting in line. And like all day I was at this festival from like 10 o'clock in the morning. And then like 4 p.m. rolls around and I am just fucking bored because I don't know anybody. And I go to the payphone. There's a line for the payphone. I call my brother up and I'm like, dude, I am fucking dying of boredom here. You've got to come. He's like, I can't do it, dude. He's like, I'll be there later, but, I'll be there for George Clinton, but I can't do it, dude. I got to study. What do you mean? Like, it's not like you have class. You're just studying. Fuck studying. Like, I'm here visiting from Miami. I took a train here to hang out with you. And I got to study, dude. See, I have horrible study habits. I was a terrible student in school. I couldn't grasp this concept. But that was his attitude. That's how college kids are. And so it's not crazy to think that Dylan Mortensen was annoyed with the fact that there was noise happening and she was just not concerned, because probably why would she be concerned? If it's a party house and there's noise, she's not going to be concerned about, everyone's welfare as much as she's going to be concerned about getting enough sleep so that she has to either attend class or study. Maybe she had to be at work the next day. Who knows? But it's ridiculous to sit here and say that it's suspicious because she stuck her head out to complain about noise because it's a party house. That's fucking dumb.
Because I'm guessing that it would just be normality. You live with it. You're a student. For those of you who have been to university, you've had shared accommodation, you understand. There's not you can have a moan, I suppose, but for her to consistently come out and almost sneak out and stick her head round, that shows me that there was something else happening. If indeed this is exactly what happened. She heard noises that were out of the ordinary, and then she sees a figure dressed in black, clad in black. She then chose to do...
Dude, it was the dead of fucking winter, bro. It was the dead of winter. And a lot of people dress all in black. How many times, guys, have you seen me on this channel wearing a shirt in the last year that wasn't black? I dress mostly in black. It's just what I like. I don't like color coordinating. I don't like bright colors, really. I like a hint of them, like, my man, $6 Million Man here on my shirt. But I don't typically like to wear colors. It's much easier for me just to wear black and not fucking worry about it. Usually when I buy sneakers, they're black and white so that they go with anything. So I can wear anything with them. So, like, I don't... This guy, he's wearing all black. Are we supposed to be suspicious of him? He's wearing all black right now. Wearing a fucking Snuggie in the middle of fucking summer. Incredible.
Do nothing. Now, we're led to believe through sources that may or may not be true. We've heard that it has been reported that Ethan Chapin's own sister-in-law...
who cares? Like, what difference does it make? It was cold as fuck. There was snow on the ground. I mean, what difference does it make? It was cold as shit. You know how I know how cold it was? Because fucking Battery Betty went down there, stood in front of the house, and complained about the cold the entire time.
Questions the delay with which it took to contact 911, and that apparently other calls were made prior to that, which seems to be corroborated by the Gonsalves family with saying that other friends were called prior to law enforcement being called. Now, I don't know the accuracy in that. All I can report is what is being put.
I guarantee you that if I'm in college and I live in a house with all these other people in college, the last thing I'm thinking is that some fucking rando came in and stabbed everybody to death. I'm not going to think, that's not going to be the first thing that comes to my mind. These people talk as though, well, that's something that they should have suspected. What? No. Nobody's expecting for a rando to run into your house in the middle of the night and start stabbing everybody. Nobody sees that coming. It doesn't happen. That's why everyone's talking about this case. The reason why everyone's talking about this case is because that shit doesn't fucking happen. Unreal that this guy's like, I mean, of course she called her friends. So what? She called her friends. Big deal.
Put out for us to see. But this is where the problem lies, you see, because I think to myself, it's not rocket science. It ain't rocket science with regards to what to do in the event that you feel something is happening that places you as an individual at risk or those around you. And if you have the ability or your compass mentis enough to make a conscious decision to call friends, then why can't you call 911? I can't fathom that. I can't ascertain.
Because she didn't know that there was an emergency yet. She was not aware that there was an emergency. If it's a party house, which you have already acknowledged, why would someone walking past her in the middle of the night in that house with all of those people living there whose lives are none of her business, as much as they want to make it her business, she's probably used to seeing people walking by her 100 fucking times in the middle of the night. It's probably a regular occurrence there in that house. Therefore, no reason to call 911. If it happens at your parents' house, it's a different story. But in a house that everyone's partying in, like, I mean, dude, when I was 21, I had an apartment with 2 other roommates. We had people over constantly. In and out of the house at all hours. It was just a regular thing. Hey, you want to come back to my house and smoke a bowl? Yeah, let's do that. Cool. Happened all the time. It's college. She's not going to know what every one of her friends are, what every one of these people's friends are. She's not going to know. She's just going to assume it's somebody who probably went over there, have a beer, smoke a bowl, and then it got late, time to go home. No reason to call 911 over that. There's absolutely no reason to call 911 over that. Now, I understand if he ran past her and fucking knocked her down, then you go, oh shit, I better check on everybody and see if everybody's okay. But if he just walked by her like any other fucking person that probably comes in and out of that house through all hours, why would she be suspicious?
What the thought process would be in terms of not calling for help. Not when you consider that there are younger children who we consistently hear doing this, calling 911, calling 999 in the UK, helping their parents, helping their siblings in the event of a house invasion or, injury. It happens all the time, but this girl decided not to do that. And I've put here, right, if sub issue, Brian, and if we're considering that Brian is the perpetrator, he's the person who did this. So I put, Brian must have thought that he was going to have to force his way into the rooms when he entered this property. Unless he had...
How do you know that? How do you know that? How do you know that he had to force his way into the rooms? Exactly, Sam B. How is she to know that they needed 911? Dude, when you live with people, dude, you mind your own fucking business, man. That's called being a good roommate. Minding your own fucking business. Respecting people's privacy. Like, I'm not, dude. If I walked out into the kitchen in my first apartment with my friends, if I walked out into the kitchen and somebody that I didn't know, and this happened a lot, there were people sleeping on my living room floor who I had no fucking idea who they were. They were friends of my roommate. And then my roommate got fucking married. And then she had friends. And all of a sudden, there's a fucking guy with a fucking boa constrictor sleeping on my floor for months. Like, I mean, and I barely ask questions. What's up, man? That's it. What's up, man? As long as he's not eating my fucking food, I just didn't give a shit. Like, that's not my life. That's my buddy's life. That's his shit. What I don't care. I'm not going to ask questions that are none of my business.
Knowledge that he would be able to enter through a door that would be unlocked, and once he gets into the house, bearing in mind it's dark, how did he know where he was going? How did he know which door belonged to whom? And again, it's that now question of, was this time?
Maybe he didn't. Where are you getting that Brian Koberger knew who was who and where and who was sleeping where? How do you know that? He could have just stalked every room to room, seen people laying there sleeping, and went to stabbing. What makes you think that Brian Koberger knew exactly who was where and who to stab first and what to do? What makes you think that? There's no evidence to indicate this.
This target, was it not targeted? And if it was targeted, then why was it specifically targeted at a specific individual? And will we later on through the court proceedings see that bridge being built, if you like, between Brian, if he's indeed the perpetrator, and the intended victim? And what this was all about was getting to a victim, and the rest were just collateral damage. But ultimately, unless he had prior notification,
the first time I talked about this dickhead talking about Dylan Mortensen, I said the same thing, Piper. The first time I said the same thing. This guy, nobody liked him in college. If you went to college, nobody fucking liked him. This guy has no, like, he actually has no, he clearly has no knowledge of the social rules, you know, between people who are cool with each other. He has no knowledge of how to, like, yeah, I can't imagine if this is what this guy thinks, that you should call 911 whenever you see somebody in a party house, you know, or whenever you hear someone talking or making a noise in the other room, and you call 911 every time you do that. This guy, like, nobody likes you. Guaranteed. If you're that kind of person, nobody fucking likes you, bro. Like, straight up. As the Limeys would say, he's probably a fucking grass. No mates. No mates.
And he had prior knowledge. He had insider knowledge. Then he must have gone to that property with the consideration that he would face locked doors, and he would have to overcome these locked doors. So in that, with that thought process, my thought is,
dude, I'm not calling 911, bro. Like, if I'm 21, living with my roommates when I did, the last thing we were doing was calling cops. Like, there had to have been an obvious fucking emergency. Like, you better be fucking sure that there's a good reason why you're calling the cops and bringing them into the house. When I got bongs and fucking weed everywhere, like, yeah, you're not calling the cops, bro. Like, You better have a solid reason for calling the cops. And she didn't have that yet. She did, but she didn't know she did. You know? I mean, like, you don't want problems with the people that you live with, dude. That's, you know what I mean? Like, just imagine that shit. You call the cops and then, oops, your roommate is talking to one of the cops and a bag of blow accidentally falls out of their pocket. They get arrested and you called them for nothing. And then guess what? Your roommate gets hauled off to jail for being fucking 21 and having a good time in college, basically. Like, yeah, and it's still illegal in Idaho. Right, exactly. See, Patrick Leary, you're making perfect sense. Dylan had only lived in the house a month. That's exactly why she didn't call the cops. If she's wrong, she was getting kicked out for sure. Those people are going to be like, what the fuck are you doing calling cops over every stupid little fucking thing? You know how much weed I got over here? I'm not saying any of them had weed. I'm just saying it's a likely scenario. You know, it's a likely scenario. Dude, my brother's roommate. When I went to go visit them, like when I went to go visit, my brother lived in a house with a roommate, and my brother's roommate sold weed. He sold weed so that he could smoke for free, basically. Made a little money, but he sold weed so he could smoke for free. I'll never forget it. I went in there. I wasn't feeling that great. The first day I was there, they were going to go to the hot springs. And I was like down the day before, but the next day I woke up not feeling great. And I was like, I think I'm just going to hang here at the house. Brother's roommate opens the cabinet and pulls out a fucking turkey bag, a turkey-sized, that kind of Ziploc bag you cook a fucking turkey in, filled to the brim with weed. And he was like, knock yourself out. You know, this is back when VHS was still the thing. And he was like, I got surround sound and I rolled myself the fattest fucking joint and I watched The Fugitive. I was like, fuck yeah. I mean, so you're not calling the cops for every stupid little thing. You're just not. And as far as she knows, these were just stupid little things. You know? I mean, so, and you want to get along with these people. If she only lived there a month, these people are going to be like, what the fuck are you calling the cops for? If nothing happened, they're going to be like, what the fuck did you call the cops for? Like, ask me if I'm okay. You know? Now, obviously, I realize people are like, well, you know, something was actually wrong. But my point being is, how is she to know that? There was no indication of a murder yet. Your mind isn't automatically going to go when you see somebody walk by you in the middle of the night in a house where people are coming in and out all the time. Your mind isn't automatically going to go fucking stabbing psycho. You know, like that's not where your mind is going to go immediately. Oh, see, I love this. I love this stuff. Dude, if she had to use one of her roommate's bathrooms, okay? And it's dark in the room. Right? First of all, she's likely not going to go staring and inspecting what's going on in the bed. She's going to go undetected. She's going to assume that in the dark, her roommates are asleep. Right? Like, I don't understand why people don't go there. See, you're of the mindset where you just want to make everything, you're one of these people that just wants to make everything seem suspicious. We don't do that here. We don't do that unless there are straight red flags. We don't create the red flags. When there are red flags, we acknowledge them. But that's not a red flag. If she had to use her roommate's bathroom, what she's going to do is she's going to be as undetected as possible. She is going to be stealth because she's not going to want to wake the roommates. She's already going to feel bad about the fact that she has to use their bathroom in the first place. So she's going to be as discreet as possible. Discreet as possible. And she's not going to sit there and stare at them in bed just in case they're not dressed. She's not even going to look at the bed. And I'm assuming it's dark. If she's assuming that they're asleep, then it's dark. But we don't know. We don't know if she used the bathroom. We don't know any of that stuff. You're making all of these assumptions based on a very vague arrest affidavit. Very vague. And all of this stuff will come to trial. It'll come to fruition when the trial comes. But in the meantime, it is just plain shitty and irresponsible to start making up red flags and making someone seem suspicious when there's not enough information to make them seem suspicious. This is a young woman who lost 4 of her friends in the most violent and random fucking way possible. And just because she survived and didn't find anything to be suspicious enough to call 911 at the time, you want to implicate her in being involved in some way. That's fucked up. It's a shitty thing to do. So on top of this girl having to mourn 4 of her friends, tried to hold down an education at a state university, trying to develop a career in these very, very crucial crossroads in her life. On top of that, she has to deal with idiots on the internet accusing her of something that they don't have any evidence of. Like, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself for that.
If that's the case, it then leads you into 2 avenues, because I think to myself, if he had gone into this house and committed these crimes quietly and without incident, why would he have not then continued with his original plan, and that was to force open the additional doors? Now, unless he has caused that much of a...
Where are you getting the information of what his original plans were? Have you watched an interrogation video? Do you have a statement from Brian Koberger stating what his plans were? Have you seen text messages or notes in the cloud of what his original plans were? How do you know that? What do you know what his original plans were?
Of a ruckus, there's been that much noise that he is aware that he has roused someone. Perhaps the attacks upstairs did indeed, as we believe, potentially rouse Ethan and Xana downstairs, and this altercation didn't happen in the room, it happened out of the room. It further pushes the fact that Dylan Mortensen must have heard enough of a commotion to make anyone with half a brain think, I need to call law enforcement, I need to get help, I need to call...
But see, you don't know that.
I need to call for help.
See, you don't know that. You don't know how much of a commotion. You weren't there. You haven't heard any recordings. You have no idea how much of a commotion there was to dictate whether or not she should have called 911 immediately or not. You have no fucking idea. And what you're doing with your platform is dangerous. It puts Dylan Mortensen in danger. it victimizes her further. And you're a fucking douchebag for doing it.
For help. Why would somebody hearing this commotion, hearing crying, hearing screaming, hearing something, not call 911? That's
dude. Because it could have absolutely just been an argument between a roommate and their significant other, and maybe that happens often. Again, none of her business. Not a reason to call 911. Not a reason to call 911. Just because she heard crying. I mean, dude, how many times when you were 21 did you fucking get drunk with somebody and then that person ended up crying? I completely agree, Brianna. I completely agree. We don't even have, we have no idea in which context the things that she said were said. We don't know anything. You're just making all of these incredibly irresponsible assumptions about a person who lost 4 of her friends.
That to me is where my thought process goes. We're not talking about across different floors. Ethan and Xana and Dylan Mortensen were feet apart on the same level. And I can't get my head round if this attack was quiet, then why would Brian, if he's indeed the perpetrator, not continue with the plan? And that could well have been.
It's true. I'm gonna get a little personal here, but I dated a girl for a long time, and she sounded it. But this bothered me about her. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it bothered me. But when she would climax, she sounded like she was crying. She wasn't, but she sounded like it. This disturbed me to some degree. I mean, I'm a guy, so I can move past these things. You know, I can look past these things. But you have no fucking idea, dude. You don't know. Evil Queen, you're making an excellent point. And yeah, I'm not going to assume that this person knows much about that. Exactly, Laura Lee.
To go into the doors. For me, Brian knew that those doors would not be locked. How did he know they wouldn't be locked? That is key to me. That in my brain and the way my brain operates.
Yeah, please tell us more about how your brain operates, bro. Like, how do you know that he knew that the doors would be unlocked? You're making an incredibly irresponsible assumption right there. Because you know what happens? People try doors. They try doors, and then if they turn out to be unlocked, oh, look, it's unlocked. Cool. Maybe he was ready to break into the doors. Who knows? Uh-oh. Sit in. You're going to piss people off. Here we go.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super dad. I think we got a super dad.
Thank you, Sinan. I am trying to cheer the people up. F this dude. Yeah, totally agree. I mean, we're almost done. We're almost done, guys. But the thing is guys, this is what I do here. You know, I all I try to do with my channel is I try to add balance to this crazy shit show that is the true crime community on YouTube. And people like this with platforms like they have are fucking dangerous. Like, can you imagine what Dylan Mortensen is going through? Can you imagine the hate that she's getting because of idiots spinning narratives like this? Like, she shouldn't have to go through that. She should not be going through that. And so I have to like add perspective from time to time. Sometimes we're just up here having fun, you know, but other times, you know, this is what I think is an incredibly important thing for me to do with my channel, because nobody else fucking does it, you know, and it's not being the moral police or anything like that. It's just simply adding some sort of balance and adding some sort of perspective to the way that we look at these people involved in these cases, because everybody wants to sleuth. Everybody thinks that every case is some big game of Clue. And so you start pointing fingers at people going, why didn't this person do this? And why is this person acting like this? Look at the body language on this person, because everybody's a fucking body language expert too. And look at the body language and look at the way, oh my God, and this person's not crying enough. And that makes them suspicious. It's ridiculous. And it has to be pointed out. It's just the way my brain works. I can't just let that shit go. I have to call it out. When I don't see anybody else doing it, I feel like I have to fucking do it.
Brian would have had to have known.
No, I will speed him up though, because it's getting on my fucking nerves.
That he could get in that house and get into them rooms, because he ain't walking into that house thinking that he is going to go into the communal area and face 20 people, unless that was the plan all along, unless he genuinely didn't care and he was just. But then why not do it on any given night earlier on? Why not wait to make sure the house is hustling and bustling and you can see people in?
Okay, dickhead. If you read the rest of the affidavit, you could see that they pinged the guy's phone where it shows that he was watching the house, that he's been to the house before. He targeted this house particularly. This is a known fact. It's in the probable cause affidavit. They pinged his phone to where you know that he had been there before. So he cased the house. It's safe to assume, based on the probable cause affidavit, it's safe to assume that he targeted this house. So he was probably watching and picked the right time to go in there and do what he did. Uh-oh.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Dad, 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 dad. I think we got a super dad. I think we got a super dad.
Grandmaster Sophos, thank you, buddy. Good morning from the UK. Well, good evening from Tennessee. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it, man.
In and out and just cruise up there and attack like we've seen multiple people do, who just want the notoriety. They want to cause maximum, and we know how many people can be injured in a short period of time. In that situation, I know that multiple people say how quickly multiple people can be attacked by this specific weapon, but it's not done in the manner of which the Idaho 4 case.
Listen, I realize that this guy gets a lot of support. I understand that. Okay? But implicating someone who is potentially and probably an absolute innocent bystander and is a victim because she lost 4 of her friends in an incredibly violent and traumatizing way. That's not an excuse Coming at it from different angles is not an excuse to do that. It's not okay to do that. You can come at it from different angles, but it's wrong to implicate innocent people, because you have a very large platform, and with that very large platform, people are irrational, and people tend to harass people. People tend to stalk people or worse. It happens. People become obsessed with these cases. So I understand what you're saying. Coming at it from different angles, fine. But you don't, it's never okay to implicate innocent people. It's never okay to do that, especially victims. And make no mistake, Dylan Mortensen, until we know more, is absolutely a victim.
I think we got a super dad. Super dad. I think we got a super dad. Super dad. Super dad. Super dad. 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 I think we got a super dad.
Thank you, Space Dandy. Hey, neighbor, waves from Kentucky. Waves. Hi. Yeah, exactly, Kelly Green. I see that's all I'm doing. And to say that he's not victim bashing is wrong. It's inaccurate. He's absolutely victim bashing. Because until we know more, until you know all of the circumstances in detail, you don't get to assume that this person didn't care enough to call 911 when she didn't call 911. It's Ryan Upchurch dancing. I mean, it's Ryan Upchurch's face imposed on a woman dancing. Yeah. Right. See, that's bullshit. That's not okay. That's not okay. And you don't get to disclaim it and just be like, we're just speculating here. We're just looking at all the possibilities and then victim bash. Like that's bullshit. Like I see exactly through what this guy is doing.
Was seemingly done quietly, accurately, precision, and within such a short window, and including the cleanup, the not dragging anything out of the house, the not transferring everything everywhere and into the car that was supposedly the getaway car. That's the issue that I have here. The whole crime, to me, seems like whoever did it had prior knowledge, and the way with which Dylan Mortensen has seemingly acted leaves me.
He had prior knowledge because he cased the house, dude. What are you talking about? He had prior knowledge.
With 3 conclusions, or 2 conclusions, but an avenue that she leaves herself open to. And that is that Dylan Mortensen either heard something, and she made a conscious decision not to call for help. Because I don't believe that someone hearing what they could have heard would not have thought of calling 911. And even if you go down the route of frozen shock phase, whatever, the first call you would make as soon as you snap out of that would be 911. You would call 911, you would get assistance, you would get help. The fact that...
Well, not everybody's a fucking Karen like you, dude.
Another call was made to a friend or whatever, to me, is wrong. And maybe that's just me. And I know there'll be criticism, people saying she's young, she's a child of 5 years old would have done better in this situation.
Wow.
The second thing is that Dylan Mortensen heard...
It's not a fact. You can't call that a fact when you don't have all the facts. If you had all the facts, maybe. But you don't have all the facts. You have very few facts, and vague ones at that. So no, you cannot sit here and say that this person I am not committing that Brian Kohberger is guilty. I am not committing that Brian Kohberger is guilty. I'm committing that the police tracked his phone and they pinged him to the location prior to the murders. So it's safe to assume that since that's probable cause, that they believe that he planned this out. That's why he's under arrest. They have a case that they believe that they can prove in court. The only thing that Brian Kohberger's attorneys are hoping to do is create doubt. That's it. Right. And there's a reason why there's a gag order. See, this is the same shit Betty does. You know, like there's a gag order and she's pissed off about the gag order. But the thing is law enforcement's not keeping anything from us, not deliberately. We were getting updates daily. Daily, we were getting public statements from the law, from the chief of police in Moscow daily, debunking rumors, trying to keep the rumor mill under control. Now that there's a gag order, these people like this guy and Betty get to run amok and just make shit up.
Heard nothing. She heard nothing. She saw nothing. She heard nothing, and she was coerced into giving a witness statement to say that she saw someone.
How do you know that? What do you mean she was coerced? You see what I'm talking about? These things are dangerous. So now what you're saying is law enforcement behaved irresponsibly in how they handled the case.
Or, like I say, you're in a situation where her actions and how that's been pushed online and the way it's been changed and adapted a couple of times has led her open to this criticism. That it almost looks like when you pair the fact that that would certainly appear that whoever did this did indeed have prior knowledge of the property for the aforementioned reasons I've given. Who would have given them it? Who would have been able? It's going to automatically lead people to believe that the person who gave that information is Dylan Morton. And I'm not saying that she is guilty of anything, but what I am saying is, in terms of the criticism that she's receiving, this is why. Because the way in which she acted and paired with the style with which this crime took place, and the fact that it looks like, again, and I'm repeating myself because it frustrates me that the crime, to me, it seems that they had prior knowledge. This person had prior knowledge. So they'd either been in the property, they knew where they were going, they knew who was in there, they knew what they would face when they went in there, or they didn't know it because they'd been there, they knew it because they'd been told. Let me know down below.
Idiot. That is a fucking dolt. All right. Okay. I've got to step away for just a second, but I'm going to leave you with this in the meantime.
All right. You know about this book probably, I don't know, 30, 35 years ago, something like that? Since then I've been blind. They gave me new eyes. Now I'm back. Got a book. Got a guitar. Here we go one time for myself and my ears later. Play it back in the headset while I'm working here. Let's see here. Maybe I didn't love you quite as often as I could have. And maybe I didn't treat you quite as good as I should have. If I made you feel something bad, girl, I'm sorry I was blind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. And maybe I didn't hold you. Hold those lonely, lonely times. I guess I never told you I'm so happy that you're mine. Little things I should have said and done, I just never took the time. But you were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Tell me Tell me that your sweet love hasn't died. And give me one more chance to keep you satisfied. I'll keep you satisfied. You're always on my mind. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Don't look now, but I'm the old guy I always wanted to be. What was that?
All right, I'm sorry about that, guys. Brilliant performance. I have I kind of like the guy. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like the guy. Here's his link to his channel, or to that video anyway. No, I had to put my clothes in the dryer. I'm washing my sheets, and I want them to be dry by the time I finish this live stream. So, all right, let's see what we got here. All right, I haven't watched any of this stuff yet, so I don't know what we're looking at.
Technical issues going on right now. I don't know what's going on with this charger. Hello, everybody. Good evening.
Technical
What
issues.
happened here today is that we there we go. I think we're just about ready. Hey guys. So we're right now currently in Polk County. I know you guys can't see. Let me turn this light off. Maybe you guys can see a little bit better behind me. So right behind me, that one light.
Can't see anything.
Right there is where
Can't see anything.
16-year-old today, Labor Day, was actually taking care of his grandfather. His grandmother had gone to a rehab facility, so either had a surgery or some type of medical event that she needed rehab. So she was in a rehab facility, and the 16-year-old boy came to stay with the grandfather to help him take care of the house and everything else. Well, his estranged father shows up. His estranged father is literally all over the United States. There's spots of him in South Carolina and Texas. He even has a warrant out of South Carolina for his arrest, but they don't. Apparently, it's a low-level crime, so they're not extraditing. So he could have been in jail, but chose not to. Either way, what he ended up doing is coming to his father's house, which was the 16-year-old grandfather's house. The grandfather needed to leave to go to the grandmother. And while he was gone, the hour that he was gone, he ended up killing the 16-year-old boy right here in Polk County, just right behind me over
Hi,
here.
Panda.
His grandfather sounds like a good person. From what we're hearing from law enforcement, Grady Judd, which I've already got his press conference downloaded, it was very enlightening on the situation here in Polk County. This is very sad. Again, a grandfather that is struggling right now, as you can possibly imagine, seeing a scene that no grandfather should ever have to see.
I love that she's like on location, but you can't see jack shit. Like, she might as well be doing this from her house. You can't see jack shit.
Guys, give me just one quick second. I apologize about this. I'm having technical issues out here, so I hope you guys can just bear with me while I have technical issues.
You're having lighting issues because you did not think this through.
This is the one.
Because you're not a reporter.
I'm getting eaten up by mosquitoes. There we go. I forgot.
Oh my God. Let's see. Two minutes in and already complaining. Like,
to check to make sure that we have all of the settings on this particular live, because I don't. There it is. I want to take off live chat and make sure it's subscriber enabled. Sorry guys, I have to do this because of all the haters out there. We don't need any additional problems that we have, especially on these live broadcasts. So now I can't get back.
Oh my God.
There we are. Sorry about that, guys. I had to. What is wrong with my phone? Guys, give me just a second. I don't know what's going on here. I got some major. There we go. So Olivia is coming out here. It is Labor Day. You know, many people are having barbecues and cookouts with their family, and a family here in Polk County is mourning the loss of their child and grandchild. Again, the situation, how it all transpired here, from my understanding, is that the father was not expected to be here. He's been estranged from the family. He's had a drug problem for many years, dating back to grade school. And he's just been a poor excuse for a human being. And he's been a criminal, has a criminal history a mile long, and was in South Carolina. Again, in South Carolina, he could have been under arrest. There is a warrant out of South Carolina for him, and he made his way back here to Florida. And I guess he had no place to go and chose to go to his father's house. Well, subsequently,
she doesn't.
Now, we don't know. Here's the problem. We don't know what transpired in the home or why this 16-year-old child is now laying at the morgue, because nobody was here at that time. There is reports coming out from.
She doesn't even need the reflector jacket. Her hair is a reflector.
The father and the son. So the son that was killed, the 16-year-old killed, is Stephen Lee Rhoda. Apparently, the family has given law enforcement their permission to use his name. His father, Stephen Rhoda, and his grandfather, Thomas Rhoda, were all here. But Thomas, the grandfather, left from here to go and check in on the grandmother that was in rehab. From law enforcement's understanding, he was gone for maybe an hour, arriving back here at 11 a.m. this morning, or around that time, around 11 a.m. this morning. And it's very, very, very unfortunate. But when he arrived back home, Steve, his son, was walking out of the house and said, "I wouldn't go in there. I just killed someone." And then it went from that to him thinking, because his son has said off-the-wall things in the past, he didn't think anything of it. Walked into the house.
I think we got a super cat.
He saw his
we got a super cat.
in the living room,
Super cat.
dining room.
Super cat. I think we got a super cat.
Of this all, this is your trigger warning.
I think we got a super cat.
I don't know if you know what an angle saw is, an angle grinder rather.
I think we got a super cat.
I can't imagine
Grandmaster Sidsophos.
what could have possibly took place inside this home. Sorry, I'm like literally killing because I'm the only one with a light out here. As you can see, it's getting dark, and I'm standing in about, I don't know, 2 feet of brass where I'm at just to get this. We got out here a little late. I had to get some content before it got too dark, and then I had my other phone.
It's already too dark.
When it's not charged up and ready to go, I have problems just like I did today. It has a slower processor, and back here when you only have LTE, you really need the speed. So I had to use the Apple phone, which I was hoping to use for content, but at this point, honestly, it's so dark we can't really get anything. So I'm glad I was able to get here and get at least a little bit of some footage while I was here. And then of course I will be taking some of this footage as well. But we right now are in Polk County. Again, a 16-year-old young man lost his life here tragically. His father came over, a strange father, has been all over the country, has had a major drug problem. Nobody knows where he's at any given time. And he just happened to show up here today. And Thomas, the grandfather, had to go take care of the grandmother. And again,
we got a special disliking for
I'm waiting for Olivia to get out here, and it's kind of sucks. Yeah, I think that is Olivia. Might be a little too dark to film right now. I said it might be too dark to film right now. I just decided to set up a live and just get some information, but I'm getting eaten up by mosquitoes. Yeah, turn around. Olivia just got here. So we were hoping to make it out here during daylight, but you know, for whatever reason, that light, when I turned around, so I got it so it's not too like right in my face. Oh, let me fix this. There we go. Turn around. It's like I want some light, but I don't know if I really need all of that light, you know? But I don't want to blind people either. So there we go. A little bit, not too much light, not like right in my face, but I'm so scared that somebody's going to be going around the bin and I'm going to blind them with my light being turned around. Mosquitoes are out here like crazy. I've got my bullhorn Betty vest so people at night can see me. Thank you to my coffee club mods. They made this for me. Sonia made it.
Yeah.
But I think my understanding, they
mosquitoes
all so I thought it was really, really sweet.
I wonder if that attracts
again,
mosquitoes.
We're just getting out of the house. We're just getting out of the house just to bring this case to you. And from Polk County, it's the conditions have worsened here. There's a lot of mosquitoes out here. It's starting to get dark. I know Olivia's going to get out. We're probably
oh shit! I'm sorry.
And get back home. So just again, prayers for the family, the Rhoda family here in Polk County. Again, just a tragic loss. It's unfortunate because the father again was not supposed to be here. He was not supposed to be here, and he showed up. Grandfather left, 16-year-old, an hour later, pronounced dead at the scene. All right, give me just a second, guys.
Boo, you suck. She's muted now. Oh my God, dude. All right, let's still muted.
All right, guys. So we're gonna go grab some dinner, and I'll get you guys in the morning. So be here as soon as possible.
Top-notch reporting there.
I'm tired, as you can tell. But we'll be back at the coffee club tomorrow morning. It's gonna be about another hour and a half, 2 hours to get back to the office, and I'll see you guys real soon. God bless.
Yeah, this is bullshit, Betty. This is bullshit, Betty, reporting to you from the dark and getting eaten by mosquitoes. That's the story. Oh my God.
Outside of her house. Okay. Well, let's remove her house. Let's put our house in. All right, we're going for a 20-minute drive, y'all. We're about to go on a 20-minute drive. And if you guys are not getting notifications, everybody has been saying they're not getting notifications. You're going, oh, hey, Frankie, baby, nice to see you. Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in here in a while. Hey, everybody, by the way, if you're not getting your notifications for the replay crew, go out there and unsubscribe and resubscribe. Don't do it while we're on a live. Otherwise, you will not be able to talk for 20 minutes. So wait until the live ends. If you're one of those people that come here and look all the time, look. If you did not get your notification, they do this. I don't know. It seems like every time they update the system, the notifications go down to personalized. And so they only give you so many notifications. However, if you adjust it from personalized to all, you'll get all the notifications. Either way, I'm going to have to mute you because I'm going to go into the studio. Otherwise, it's just going to squeal in your ear.
The studio.
And I love it. Don't know what in the world happened to my box. It is literally... Oh, that's...
What happened to my box? It hasn't been touched in decades.
So this should be...
What happened to my box?
I don't know what happened. My box literally just went out. Unless it's the cord itself, which I don't know if it is. Either way, we got the place. We're about to go. Let me go ahead and mute this so I can get you guys on. Hold on a second. Okay.
Bro, you're gonna get feedback, you dummy.
Okay, I think I got that taken care of. All right, we got that taken care of. All right, so I need something.
Fucking killing me, bro.
Probably should have done this before I started moving around the house, but you guys get to see me moving around the house. Okay, where's the cooler? Okay, there's the cooler. I should still have.
She has yoga pants on.
I took the cooler with me yesterday, but I got to get some coffee.
What?
I know I'm gonna have water because the water's in the cooler.
No. Wait. Wait.
I love these little dollar cups. But first coffee, like I got 3 of them for $1. You know, they're little plastic things, but they're perfect to carry as you go. You know, it's like on the go. Probably gonna make a freaking mess. I gotta put you guys down. Sorry. All right, so we're off. I might as well just ring this. I'm probably gonna have to sit you guys in the car first because I got some stuff I gotta take with me. Hold on.
The Willie can't outsmart me because I'm a moron.
I like these little things. They're really, really nifty, but there we go. Get the puppy cranked up, get the air circulating. Let's see what I can do. Maybe we can't get this all in one trip. We'll see. All right. We'll see how magical my hands are today. Okay. Well, I think we might have it. Whoop.
Oh, that must be exhausting.
Hopefully I don't spill the coffee. My yard needs to be mowed. Good Lord.
Yeah, like where's
my lawn guy? I haven't heard him knock on my door in a while. All right, so we're going to go for a little road trip, guys. If you're wondering why we were talking about the kid this morning, but we're not talking about the kid, it's because right before I was going live about it, because my live was starting at 10 o'clock.
Trace the signal.
And what ended up happening was someone called me and said there was some activity here going on in my town and wanted to know if I knew anything about it. And I started looking into it, and there's literally nothing, and I mean nothing online about it. So she said they've been out there for hours, so it doesn't sound good. I'm wondering why she just called me. Sorry, I gotta get some sunglasses on. There we go. My baby blues can't handle it.
Oh
All right, guys, so we're going on a road trip. For those that are just tuning in, I was just explaining why we're going on this road trip. And we're gonna go find, here's my cat at home. They just, every time they see me or hear me, they start running over here. I think it's because I fed them once. And they never stopped eating.
No offense, but you are a stupid asshole.
All right, so you guys don't watch me until we get somewhere. I got to turn the GPS on. You know, I could probably do that from the other phone. GPS on. Where's my other phone? I know it's in here somewhere over the rainbow. Not in that pocket. Oh, it must be this one. Oh, crap. I don't think I do. Oh, well, we're just going to have to make do, but I know we're somewhat where I'm going because we'll just listen for the GPS. Oh, I got to put a charge cord in here, otherwise we're going to end up dying before we get there. We're going on a road trip, y'all. We're going to go see what's going on. I think there's something going on. I wouldn't have gotten this call unless it was significant.
Okay.
We just disconnected from the house Wi-Fi. If you hear my voice go down or dim, it's most likely because I'm receiving a call. I'm not going to be reading. I'm hands-free, and I'm not going to be reading the chat as we're going for safety reasons, as you guys can imagine. So please chat amongst yourselves. I don't see an officer down there.
Like, she's so giddy.
Please chat amongst yourself while we go there. And if you guys hear a little...
She's so giddy that, like, a murder happened, like, near where she lives. And she gets to go out there and pretend like she's covering it.
Turn around, like that, and turn it around now before I get into busier traffic. And where's my settings? Camera. And back. I'm sorry, guys. And you guys, like I said, just tell everybody if they're wondering what we're doing, just explain to them that we are heading to a case. There we go.
Boom.
I hope everybody is doing well today. For those that are just coming in, I'm going to have to repeat this a few times. But those that are just coming into the chat, the reason why we're not discussing the 16-year-old Stephen Rada, is it Rada or Rhoda? I think it's Rhoda. It might be Rada. I think it's Rada. And Stephen Rada was 16 years old and just over at his grandfather's house, staying with him to help him out while his grandmother was in rehab, in a rehab facility. And
I was thinking that
unfortunately,
too.
his
Like, was she just hauling ass through a residential neighborhood? Like, I mean,
dad had been home, and he hasn't been home for very long because he never is. He's always on the road. He's just a degenerate. To be honest with you, I'm not going to mince my words when it comes to his father. His father's a piece of shit. He's my language. And I mean, even his mugshot, he looks scary. I mean, to me, that man's face looks pretty stinking scary, if you ask me. And to think that it's that young man's father, and he had no worry in the world to take his own son's life. I just, for the life of me, can't figure that out. I just really, really can't.
yeah, like her.
I figured you guys might want to go for a ride for this one. It's going to take us about 20 minutes to get there. But I figured instead of you guys looking at my face the whole time, you guys might like to enjoy the scenic ride. I can promise you more about it is a safe driver. I have a lead foot on the interstate. When I'm around town, I know my sheriff said he don't play around here, so I do the speed limit. So, Rick, if you're watching, I'm driving the speed limit. Oh, Lord. So this is just a little cut through. It's a cut through from one main artery to another. The GPS really, I guess it does take me through here, but it used to always route me away from here. But I always went down here, and it started. The GPS now. So I don't know. Google Maps.
Oh my God! I don't care.
They just pick up on my routine and utilize the paths that I usually take. I don't know. Big Brother's watching.
I mean, like,
the government already knows where I'm going.
Nobody wants to fucking look at this fucking armpit part of Florida, dude.
The things we do for our comfort, like give our privacy slap away. I do it too. Trust me, I'm complaining about. There we go. But anyways, I forget what I was going to say. The GPS started distracting me, but either way, So we are now turning onto Cortez Road, right in front of you. If you went straight, that used to be the coolest place when I was growing up. It was our mall. It was like, if you weren't at the mall every weekend, you were not one of the cool kids. And they have let that rot so bad that by the time they decided to close the doors, like the movie theater in there was forced out because they couldn't keep the rodent problem under control in the building, that it was hard to pass inspections in the building. Like the food services, they all had to leave.
Yeah.
The place was ran down. It wasn't being managed well, and it's just really, really sad. There it is right there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there it is right over there. I don't want to try to blow it up. I don't think I can blow it up on StreamYard, which sucks.
Yeah, dude. Like, I would not be fucking showing, like, the route to my house.
If I knew that this was going to happen today, like this, I would have just ran a live specifically on just straight through YouTube. Because it allows me to enlarge. It allows me I wish there was one app or one, like even YouTube. I wish they would give us all the stuff we need right from their studio and not have to leave or, use things like YouTube. The cost for me to have StreamYard running a month to run on their platform. I just feel like they're just giving money away on stuff that they could technically, a feature they could technically have. And it'd probably be a lot less expensive too.
What?
Stop sign. Good morning, everyone. Yes, hi, Snow. I see you. Sorry, it's the last person that I saw at the very bottom. You get the only hi so far this morning, Snow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like she's muted again. She's fucking muted. Oh my God, bro. Here, this requires some she's fucking totally muted. Has no idea. Wait a second. Oh. Nope, still muted. Still muted. Still muted.
Oh, I don't know why it keeps doing that. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, so okay. So let me tell you what I learned. It just canceled. I'm gonna go over here and park, and we're gonna get out, and I'm gonna show you what's going on here. So I just talked to a gentleman from Country Lakes. It looks like he's the maintenance guy for Country Lakes. You know, here in the grass here. Oops, I just ran over something. Hopefully I didn't pop my tire. Oh, I'm gonna go out there and have to look and see what the heck it was I just hit. I felt something under my tire. Hopefully it wasn't like a turtle or something.
She's muted again. Oh no, it's just her sound sucks. Wow. This is just, yeah, on the scene. This is just fucking top notch right here, bro. This is fucking blue ribbon reporting, y'all. Journalist of the century right here. And she has no idea that nobody can hear a fucking thing she's saying. Wait, what? What's going on? I don't know. Hold on. Oh my God, bring the camera up. Bring the camera up.
You're a magnificent cunt.
Dude. She's fucking killing me right now. Yeah, so I'm out here in the middle of fucking nowhere. Chances are what I'm doing is complaining about something, and I can't even tell that nobody can hear me not complaining, but I'm complaining. It's hot. It's Florida. It's hot. And I'm out here in the field in the middle of fucking nowhere. And I'm on location of no fucking where. Hold on.
It's not good because they took a body out of here and they're towing away a white truck, and the white truck was with law enforcement officers. So that truck very well may be tied. There it is. That truck may very well be tied with the body that they found. I still have one more officer still sitting down at the end of the road. But again, right here at the stop sign was blocked off, and the stop sign down here on the end of this road was blocked off. So it does appear that there was a body recovered here. I don't know what the body is, whether it was homicide.
We got a super dad. I think we got a super dad.
So they picked up a few bodies around here. I live here. I had no idea.
Thank you, Lisa Oldhams. Because Betty is such a dum-dum. I completely agree. Thank you.
Look, that was another officer that's just now leaving, as you can see right behind me. Again, leaving the area. So now this area is completely cleared from law enforcement. But just a horrific thing, and to think that people are literally dying, and we don't even hear these stories.
People are literally dying.
Hear these stories. Even when that's what I was saying. Even when my friend called me to tell me about this, I'm looking up everything online, everything possible online, to find out if what's going on here before I got here. No news coverage. Can you imagine if they're picking up bodies in my community, 4 on this one stretch of roadway, and nobody is noticing it outside of the residents that live specifically here? That's a concern for me. That's a big concern. And to find out they're dumping bodies here. Now, when I talk to the county commissioners, every year,
oh my God,
I try to meet with my county commissioners and talk about what their needs are.
I always go to the county commissioners, and I just talk just to be heard. So I crash the county commissioners because I'm allowed to. But I say nothing of substance, and all I do is piss them off because they're actually trying to get shit done.
About what my needs are, and try to just get a good understanding. My needs.
I talk about what my needs are.
Not for me specifically. I just want to clarify that it's the stuff that I believe in. Lower taxes, liberties. Just infrastructure, good infrastructure, not anything like that. So that's what I'm talking about. What I believe in. What my needs are. It's my needs as a collective body of activists. So I obviously represent.
Your needs are simply to complain. You want to complain. That is all.
People like me, that have the same values as I do and whatnot when I'm out here. But it's hard because when I met with them, I learned that they told me that the cartel is moving in here, that they know for a fact the cartel is in this county. That is very concerning.
What cartel? Which one?
Found all of this stuff out. I don't know if you guys remember those 3 kids.
I mean, I would assume Mexican, because she is right by the Gulf of Mexico. So maybe.
Kids in Marion County that were dumped on the side of the road, and then we came to find out that the 3 people that shot the 3 kids were all one big clique of 6 that was doing these armed robberies and burglaries around Marion County, and 3 of them turned on the other 3. I had a meeting with my county. It wasn't supposed to go like that, where I went out to this story and my meeting, because I scheduled my meeting with my commissioners, well in advance. But when I got there and I was talking to one particular county commissioner, they said,
people hate her.
They know for a fact, because they have a good communication with our sheriff and stuff like that we do have the cartel in our county. So if the cartel is in this little county of Manatee, because if you remember, all of that stuff was going on in the rural area of Marion County. So that's kind of the new thing for these cartels and other people. They move out into more desolate rural areas as opposed to, and they may be in like a rural near a main artery, but they've been doing all their stuff, out in the country to keep the focus off of them versus doing it in the city like they once did. This is bringing a lot of crime that would normally be in the inner cities.
What the fuck are you talking about right now, dude? Nobody gives a fuck about what you're saying.
Shut your fucking mouth! No problem, John. Shut the fuck up, you cunt! Shut it!
Like, she drove all the way out here for what? To do what? To sit in her car, talk without her mic working for most of the time, and like, I don't get it.
Out to the rural or and suburban areas. So it's kind of crazy here. I don't know what's going on. Do you guys think we should go back there? I mean, they have cleared this area out now. Do you think we should go back in the woods? I mean, I saw a truck though. So it almost seems like maybe somebody pulled off on the side of the road, or maybe like the guy said, maybe this person was dumped here. Maybe they were put in their vehicle and drove out here and left. But there was a white F-150 or F-250. No, it was an F-150, a white, or maybe it was a Chevy. I gotta go back to the video and look at it. I can't remember what kind of car it was that was out here, or what kind of truck it was. I can't remember if it was a Chevrolet or a
Oh my God,
Chevrolet or a Ford. But it was a decent looking truck. It had the work stuff on the side of it. It wasn't just flatbed. It had like this. It was. And
shut up!
I don't know.
Oh my God, I don't care.
More, like I was just expecting to come out here just for something interesting to do. And you can imagine, like, I'm kind of in shock a little bit that there's been 3 to 4 bodies.
Like she totally realizes, that she's out there for no fucking reason at all, and she's trying to justify it to herself.
Around where I'm sitting as we speak, just in the recent history of these bodies, I didn't know bodies were showing up out here on Canal Road. Can somebody look and tell me, because I don't know where my other phone is. If it's in here, that's great.
You have 2 phones.
I've got 2 phones for those that don't know. I'm a 2-phone person. I never find the other phone because the other phone is just on. All right, guys, we're going to go back to the office and start. I'm interested to find out Canal Road in Palmetto, how many bodies are being reported. As being dumped. Like I said, I'm like, what? Dumped. Just that it just rolled off my. He goes, yeah, killed somewhere else and dumped out here. I said, no shit. And he's like, yeah. Excuse my language. That's exactly what I said. I'm not lying.
Like she packed all this fucking gear, dude. She packed all this fucking gear. To do what? To sit in her car and talk about irrelevant shit.
A lot of some other information that came out with the I don't know, I don't want to say media, with the social media posts and everything, people are paying attention. Millions of people have seen Layla Santanella's face. And one kind lady had reached out. I did not know this. I found this on Jen's TikTok, that one lady had reached out to her and swore up and down that she had a child, that she saw Layla and she remembers her because of the child. Well, unfortunately, Jen has Nova Grace. So there's no way she would have seen Layla Santanella with her baby. Because Jen knows where her baby has been. And so that was kind of excluded as a possibility right off the bat. So something that was hopeful. And the girl, it wasn't, there's been, I feel bad for Jen because she, I don't know what this thing is. I think it's been drinking milk again. But.
Bro, I'll bet you law enforcement is all over that case, dude. And she tried to say that there was no media coverage of it. I fucking showed the press conference for Layla Santanella. I showed it. Like, it's silly. Now, it kind of bothers me because I actually joined the Facebook group after Headstones and Headlines interview with Layla's father and stepmother. I joined their Facebook group, but like there's like no activity on it. And there's hardly anybody in the group. But I mean, it's also, I like that it's not designed. They make it very clear that it's not designed for speculation and all that shit. It's just to keep her name and face out there.
There's been some people that have said some really, disturbing things to Jen, like we've got your daughter, just really ugly, mean stuff. I don't understand how anybody can get enjoyment out of doing something like that to a person that's in pain. I don't understand that kind of humanity. I don't ever think I'll ever understand that kind of humanity. But just saying awful stuff. But this person,
you mean like the way like the stuff you say about the Wells? You mean like that stuff?
Say awful stuff. She was calling in a real lead, a real legitimate. I think I saw your daughter. So for those people, thank you. It doesn't matter if you're wrong. It matters that you care enough to pick up the phone and call. And tell somebody what you saw. Even if it's wrong, thank you for always being out there and looking out. I don't know who this beautiful person was, but whoever that person may be, thank you from all the world, because it could be our child, it could be our family member, it could be our mother, it could be our sister, it could be our aunt, it could be a number of things. And when we have people pulling together and calling in leads, even if they're wrong, it's still showing people care, and it's showing that I wish it was her.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
like
so here it is.
who?
Let me get this pulled up because when I pulled it down, I took it all off.
Who fucking contacted the mom and talked shit? Like, I don't understand why she's saying that happened, because it didn't happen. Like, it just didn't happen. So like, and the message that I sent her to fucking do damage control with her fucking lying on me, she hasn't even read it. Like, you could tell through Facebook Messenger if somebody's read the message. She hasn't even read it. She doesn't, I don't know what the fuck she's even talking about.
Off. Here we go. So here, got it. See if I can get this up.
I mean, the thing is
yes, I do have an update on the girl who commented.
There is quite a possibility, and I'm hoping it's the case. I'm hoping it's the case. Despite what Betty says, Betty's basically hoping that the tragedy comes of this. But I'm actually hoping that Layla is just on a bender somewhere, partying, shacked up with some dude in a hotel room or something. Like, I hope that's the case. I don't I don't want her to be hurt or there to be any foul play. I'm really truly hoping that she is just. And Layla's mom said that Ellie looked into it and the girl looked like Layla, but it was not her. Okay. I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure they followed up they follow up every tip, man.
About seeing her in Tennessee.
Sorry.
Hello, my name is Jennifer, and my daughter Layla.
Which one is it? That's that one. This is the one I want you to. Sorry.
An update on the girl who commented about seeing her in
Wow, she looks young, man.
Tennessee. I'm Jennifer Santinello, and my daughter Layla went missing 2 months ago from the Eastman Commons in Kingsport, Tennessee, around on June 27th, around lunchtime. Is the last place she was seen. A woman on this amazing, incredible app reached out to me, insisting that she had seen my daughter in Putnam County in Cooksville, Tennessee, which is about 3 hours away from me. I was able to contact the tattoo parlor that she thought she saw my daughter at, and they were incredibly helpful, and they were able to
Oh my
identify whether or
God.
not it was my daughter
You got an echo, Betty.
in their shop that day and time without compromising the privacy of the clients. They were
See, I don't have an issue with anyone in this case. I'm not. The more I was listening to the interview that Headstones and Headlines conducted with Layla's father and stepmother, the more I thought that there was a lot of private family shit going on that the public just simply shouldn't know about. So I and I don't want that stuff to interfere. And that's not Headstones and Headlines' fault. She merely conducted an interview, and what those people chose to say is what they chose to say. But you could tell that there was definitely some animosity between exes, which is not uncommon. It is not abnormal. And yeah, that is Layla's mother on TikTok. There's obviously some animosity between, and tensions are high. Their daughter's missing, and who knows what their dynamic is like, and there's a lot of finger pointing going on, and it's important as the public to just not get distracted by that and not get dazzled by the drama between these people, because that stuff, frankly, is none of our business. Hopefully Layla's just out somewhere and just being irresponsible somewhere. Hopefully that's all that's going on.
They were incredibly professional. They were wonderful. It turns out that the girl that this commenter saw has a striking resemblance to my daughter. And I'm so grateful that she reached out. And I hope that anyone else who sees anyone who looks like her also reaches out. Layla is short. She's a tiny little thing. She's 4'10" and was only about 115 pounds when she disappeared. I have a video that I'm going to add at the end of this to show you guys. I feel like it's important that you see her facial expressions and her mannerisms. I feel like that will make it easier to identify her if you do see her
Well,
somewhere.
I mean, the thing is it's a problem, and I'm not blaming the family for any reason. Like, I'm not throwing shade at the dad. Because the thing is, what we got to understand is these people. I mean, who has a missing child? Who has somebody in their family go missing regularly? You know what I mean? Like, my point being is, like, how do you what's the right way to deal with it? How do you know what the right way to handle it is? I mean, like I said, tensions are really high, and emotions are very high, and all over the place. So it's just, we have to kind of be understanding of that and just learn to compartmentalize, like, what matters and what doesn't matter. And the stuff between the dad and the mom being split up and what their dynamic is like is just another distraction. And we have to be, we have to be more aware of these things as followers of the case, because those things, like I said, I mean, those things, they can be distracting, and then people get caught up into it and be like, well, why did the mom do this? And the dad should have done this, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, that stuff is neither here nor there, man. Fact is you've got this young woman who is missing, and she has a little girl, and she has people in her life that love her, and regardless of what your opinions are of them, they have someone that they love very much who's gone missing, and The important thing is to focus on her getting back to them.
So I'll play that here in just a second. I posted this video to my other social media platforms. I just haven't had time to put it up here. So here we go.
So, also, the question that issue, can I get this on the birthday?
Maybe.
That's you. Tell you. I don't know how much it's going to cost though. I don't want no color. I just want it red like that.
Okay. You can be the girl with the dragon tattoo?
Yeah. I either want that one or I want the same one Dad has on his shoulder.
Why?
Because I'm going to put loving father under it.
Mm.
Yeah.
So there you guys have it.
I'm going to make this a video response because I feel like it's kind of important. So leading up to my daughter's disappearance, I was waking up feeling like I was having a heart attack.
I'm right here.
Breathe, and my thoughts were flooded with not one specific danger, but millions of different kinds of dangers that my daughter could be in. My mind would not settle on just one. So I just thought that I was being panically and overprotective, and I told myself that it's normal to be worried about a child who just became an adult recently and just flew the nest recently.
I want you guys to hear this because, there's been a lot of criticism about her not calling her daughter in as a missing person. You got to understand this from like her. It's going to be hard to explain without somebody being upset with me. So I'm just going to be blunt with it and just explain it the best way I know. Okay? So
it's always fun.
Chop it up and condemn me for it, have at it. But the bottom line is the father lives many states away. Okay. So obviously you saw, she loves her dad. She talks to her dad. Her dad's acknowledged it. Her dad is struggling with all of this as well. So there's a lot of hurt feelings going on back and forth. And I don't want to get into that part of the drama with the case because this happens in all cases that have children in a situation like this. If parents are split apart, it typically can be way worse. Okay, so again, that's why I'm trying to just stay away from the her attacking him attacking her. There's no need for that. It does no good. But
I agree.
States away, she lives right there. She's had to watch her daughter go through all of these struggles, and she has had to deal with all of this in real life by herself. Because again, Layla's father's in other states. Now, granted, if he's helped her, God bless him for that. But financial help is in all fairness, takes a back seat when it comes to emotional, mental, and psychological, issues that are going on when you're watching your child spiral out of control. And I'm saying that with all love possible. It's just, I want people to understand that this wasn't the first time Layla just wouldn't pick up the phone, wouldn't contact people. She's always been fine. So you have to understand this from Jennifer's side of the situation. She's lived this before. She, I'm sure right now, and I don't see how beating her up it makes her feel any better. We as humans make mistakes. Some of them.
I mean, I get it. Like, so, I actually agree with her in what she's saying right here. It does no good. It does no good to throw shade at a parent who, should have reported her missing earlier, blah, 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 would have, could have, should have. Those things are irrelevant now. The fact is that she's missing and law enforcement is on it. And if you see her, report it. That's it. That's all you can do. You're right. You're absolutely right. But I have to be fair. I'm not going to just pick on Betty just to pick on her. You know what I mean? Like if she's making a valid point, and a point that I agree with, I'm gonna acknowledge that, man. Like it doesn't do any good to point fingers at the dad or the mom for anything. I wouldn't be going into why she didn't call and report her daughter missing. I wouldn't be speaking for her the way that she is right here. I wouldn't be doing that, but I do agree in the sense that it's just not it's not productive in any way to throw shade at either of the parents right now. They have a daughter who's missing, and there's a little girl who's missing her mom, and that's all that anybody should be concerned with.
Are crucial, and we just do our best. But at the end of the day, Jim still is missing a daughter. And I don't think saying who called law enforcement first is really bringing that child back.
No,
it's certainly not helping find her. So that's why I'm not getting into it. The reason why this is being long-winded is because I have to, say every step, because we got jerk-offs like an alleged PI from San Francisco literally going out and lying about this case, knowing the information and intentionally lying about it. Intentionally. And it's really, really frustrating to be dealing with all this. I can't even imagine being the mother of a missing child.
Well, how do you know he's lying? Like, who's she talking about?
And at the end of the day, who cares? Who called?
Who's she talking about? What PI?
Law enforcement first. Do you think that who called law enforcement first means that this person loves their child more than the other? I mean, is that where we're trying to go? I mean, what are we trying to win here? I don't understand. And it's not the parents that are arguing. These are the creators causing this chaos. This isn't like the mother and the father aren't the ones creating this chaos between them. It's all these other people out here causing the chaos, trying to find newsworthy things.
But nobody else is really talking about the case. Is she actually talking about SF Investigates? I was wondering about that. Let me see what he's posting on Twitter. Is he posting anything on Twitter? No, I see. Yeah, okay. So he posted 3 days ago, Layla Marie Centinello, 21, is still missing from Kingsport, Tennessee. This is a complicated case that may involve foul play. Law enforcement and private investigators are working the case, but unfortunately, Bullhorn Betty is causing chaos in order to bring attention to herself. Oh, man. The attention needs to be on finding Layla, but Bullhorn Betty came in grifting, and now days are wasted as she turns parents against each other. For once, can it be about the missing and not you? If you follow Bullhorn Betty, you are not helping the missing. I agree with him. So, yeah, man. So, yeah, and all he did, and he shared a missing poster of Layla. But I appreciate SF for calling that out. Because that's the thing is I mean, who else is talking about this case? Like, all headstones and headlines did was give the dad and the stepmom a platform to speak up on. How they chose to use that platform is on them. But the thing is again, emotions and tensions are high. They get a pass for being pissed off and throwing shade at other people. I mean, it's just we as the subscriber, as the consumer, as people who are following the case, we have to just separate ourselves from that shit. Just look at it like, hey, tensions are high, and that's it. They're very emotional, and understandably so, and just chalk it up to that and leave it at that. We don't need to invest ourselves so much in what the dad is saying, or what the stepmom is saying, or what the mom is saying. And yeah, Betty got super jealous of Headstone's headline. She got really mad about that. That was pretty funny.
In making up stuff just for people to pay them any attention. We don't need to make up stuff here on the Bullhorn Betty channel about any creator.
Except
we definitely, and I also want to put this out there.
Except you did. You made up something about me. You said that I contacted the mom and harassed her when I've never even so much as spoken to her. And after you lied about that, I contacted the mom, and she hasn't even opened the message, which I read the message here live just in case she happens to see it. But it was kind, and it was empathetic. And it bothered me that I even had to do that.
this out there because those that are on Twitter know who this alleged PI, the same guy that the Kylie Rodney family told him to stop and to get out. Remember that?
That's actually not true. It's actually not true. He's still friends with Kylie's grandfather. I had SF Investigates on this channel discussing that. I had Kylie's grandfather in the chat while I was talking to Steve. So she's just fucking lying right now. She's just straight fucking lying.
That same guy. He stated, and again, I'm not going to plug, stated that I'm collecting money on behalf of Layla's family. Not only have I never asked my audience for one dime to help this family.
It's Headstones and Headlines reviewed. She was in chat earlier, but she interviewed the dad and the stepmom. Stepmom did most of the talking.
Family, I have paid for everything 100% out of my own pocket and still gave back to the family because that's just the culture that we have here.
Yeah, he is licensed.
And knowing now he's a private investigator.
He's licensed in like 3 different states at least. So I don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
It's very easy to see, right? All he has to do is watch all the videos on my channel related to Layla Santinello, and he would know the facts. He could have also reached out to Layla's mom, not like she would, but he could go to the Find Layla, Help Find Layla Santinello Facebook group and see the family, thanking me for the flyers. Not that I asked for that, but he could have done the.
Why are you making it about you? Yeah. I mean, she's making it like, why are you so concerned with SF and what he says about you? He's pointing out that you're contributing to a rift between mom and dad, and that's not relevant.
Minimal research necessary before coming out and saying that, and he chose not to. Now, this is somebody that goes on social media and proclaiming to be a private investigator, yet you intentionally, you either didn't research, which a private investigator by nature would research anything to get it right, to make sure they don't have something wrong. He chose not to do it, or he's intentionally out there lying about somebody. And what professional PI that you know of has time for all of that? Tell me which one other than Jim Terry. This guy. That's who. And what integrity do you think he has being a PI, a professional PI, and he thinks that his time is better suited lying, intentionally, willfully lying about another creator, being presented with all the receipts, and his response to me is, well, who called LE to report Layla missing? My response to him was, what does that have to do with you saying I have committed crimes? I'm not the person that picked up the phone and called the missing person one way or another. What does that was pre anything? What is wrong with these people? Is it like, oh, we gotta blame Betty for everything, even things that she didn't even do? Like, if I'm this horrible person, and I just wanted to say that, if I'm so horrible, then why do you guys have to peddle lies? It seems like the truth would be damaging enough.
Well, the truth is damaging enough. I never have to make anything up about you. All I have to do is just play your content, point out your inconsistencies. It's very easy. It's like it's the easiest thing in the world. Honestly, I don't have to make anything up. I never do.
But if you told the truth, you wouldn't get the effect that you had by telling the lies. This just happened earlier, and I've been arguing with this person, and once the bell is rung, just remember.
I mean, that's the fact. Like,
remember that, PI. Once the bell is rung,
you claim to search. You claim to search for these victims and advocate for these victims. We've heard you say that you should euthanize bad kids. We've heard you say, like, and nobody twisted those words. You fucking said the shit with disclaimers going, oh, people are going to be pissed. My haters are going to love this when I say it. Like, you start off these horrible things by saying these horrible things. You start off saying these horrible things by disclaiming them already as you're going to get scrutiny for it. And you say these horrible things. You've also blamed rape victims for their assaults. And it's just, I mean, We've seen you do these things. We've heard these things come out of your mouth. And then you claim to search for these victims. And when you get out there and search for the victims, you're not actually searching. You don't do anything. You complain. You're out there for 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and you're just talking and showing yourself on camera and being like, look where I am. The hotel's right behind me. But you're not getting anything done. And plus you're searching an area that a team of professional investigators already searched. That's why people call you a grifter, because you talk about how flyers cost money and you make these flyers. And then you go in front of the boyfriend's house and you use the flyers and you hang them up outside of the boyfriend's house, implying that he did something to her when there's no evidence to indicate that she's no longer with us or that there was any foul play. There's possible foul play, sure, but anything's possible right now. We just don't know where she is.
Can't unring it. So I hope he does the right thing, apologizes, but in the alternative, just taking
that
ridiculous post down would be sufficient.
And I say this all the time, and I'm going to say it a million more times, man. It's dangerous as shit to imply that someone is no longer with us when there's no evidence to indicate that they are. If someone is just missing, then what happens is subconsciously people will stop looking. People will stop keeping their eyes peeled for someone who's missing if they assume or think that they're dead. There's no reason to look for them. There's no reason to look for them. So it's incredibly dangerous when you say things like there was an accident and Summerwell's parents covered it up. It's incredibly dangerous when you do that because we don't have any evidence of anything that happened to Summerwell's. Nothing. She's just gone. She's just missing. The same thing with Layla. It's incredibly dangerous to spin the narrative that someone is dead when you don't have any evidence to indicate that they are. Literally nothing. So
would be sufficient. So here's her explanation of, what happened with that call. And this is why I brought that whole thing up. It wasn't to complain about it. It wasn't and that's why I didn't say the person's name. I'm not giving them a plug on my channel. And it is what it is. But what difference does it make? Who gives a shit? Excuse my language. But it really rubs me the wrong way that you're going to be this petty and you're going to badger a mom of a missing girl because she didn't call law enforcement when you thought she should. Because let's face it, her daughter, his lifestyle was not, this is not uncommon for her. Let's not forget that.
That's also an excellent point. Right. PI. That's what everyone's doing. Everyone. This is why, I shudder to imagine Summer out there, because that's the irony, is I actually truly hope that Summer is alive somewhere. But I shudder to think about it because she's got to be scared. She's got to be frightened out of her mind. And the whole world seems to just be focused on her parents. And by focusing on her parents, you're assuming that they did something to her, which means that nobody's looking for her. Law enforcement, I believe law enforcement's doing everything they can, but the problem is that there's limited resources. Hawkins County and that area of Tennessee has very limited resources. And those resources are being spent irresponsibly. Because every time someone calls in that tip line with a bullshit speculative theory, they have to follow up on it. They have to take every tip seriously. And they have to follow up on everything. So that is that much more time being taken away from a productive effort in looking for Summer. That too, Brianna. You're right. Layla might be out there listening to that, and that just might help convince her there's no point of ever coming home. You know, it's, you know, and I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not trash talking a victim. I'm just, you know, I'm actually hoping that it's the case. But, you know, I'm hoping that she's somewhere where she just decided, you know what, man, I'm young and I don't feel like being a mom right now. And my mom's trying to take custody of my daughter, and fuck it, just let her have it. You know, let her have custody. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I don't want to do this. And then she just went fucked off and is shacked up with somebody somewhere in some fucking hotel or something. Hopefully that's the case. You know, I'm not saying that's the case. I don't know, but I'm hoping that's the case. You know.
Recently, and that's a normal thing. I'm gonna make this a video response because I feel like it's kind of important. But leading up to my daughter's disappearance, I was waking up feeling like I was having a heart attack and like I couldn't breathe, and my thoughts were flooded with not one specific danger, but millions of different kinds of dangers that my daughter could be in. My mind would not settle on just one, so I just thought that I was being panically and overprotective, and I told myself that it's normal to be worried about a child who just became an adult recently and just flew the nest recently, and that's a normal thing. But looking back now, I really feel like it was my intuition trying to tell me of the dangers that were coming. And moms, we need to listen to our gut. I know that sometimes it's hard, but we really, really do. We need to pay attention. I'm gonna make this a video.
So before she gets started on that, I did want to tell you, you know, and this is what people don't understand. Like, you can see the pain in her face. You know, this is something that she's going to forever punish herself for. Why do you need to be nasty to her? Why do you need to make comments?
I mean, I agree with, I agree that, I mean, she's making videos. Some people might be saying, oh, well, she's clout chasing herself. You know, she's using TikTok and, you know, she's worried about having followers and blah, blah, blah. But I don't get that impression. What I get, the impression I get is that she's out there just keeping her daughter's name and face out there, you know, making the videos interesting, but she's not, you know, she's doing what any parent with a missing child should be doing and using social media for. You know, I don't see anything wrong with what she's doing at all.
She still isn't found. What are you doing to help? Who cares? This mother needs help, and I don't think having shows about who called law enforcement first is bringing this girl home. You know what will? Helping search for her. Maybe get some. Maybe some of these channels can get some flyers sent out to the family. Maybe they can send her some banners.
The fuck is with you and the flyers, man?
Missing, and if they have any information, I've done my part. Where's everybody else's? And I'm not talking to my audience. You know who I'm talking to.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Santinello, and my daughter.
I mean, I don't understand the fixation of the flyers. Like, literally all you have to do is take the missing persons poster and post it on your different social media websites, and you're going to get a lot. You're going to cover a lot more that way. You're going to cover a shit ton more that way than posting up, fucking stapling flyers up on outside the boyfriend's house, implying that he did something to her. That doesn't get anything done. It doesn't do anything.
It's been about 8 weeks. She disappeared from Kingsport, Tennessee. The last picture I've seen was the Eastman Commons.
Right. If you haven't hung up a flyer, you ain't doing shit.
Asked over and over and over again. And I feel like I want to answer as many of them as I can. This is an ongoing investigation, and I can't give all of the information away, but I want to give some information to those of you who are supporting us. There are so many of you being so supportive, and I'm really grateful for that. So I would really like to do a live Q&A and answer what I can tomorrow, August 28th at 8 p.m. So I'll see you guys there.
And she did the live. I was there for the live. I felt, you know, bad for her. In that live, there was somebody saying, I've got your daughter. That was just, it was disgusting. I don't know. Again, you know, I know kids do stupid stuff. I'm hopeful that whoever that was a kid, you know, a prank. Kids don't know better. They don't know how hurtful. Can you
It's
imagine
such a
if that was
stupid
adult
thing to
doing that?
focus on. Like,
How can you do that to another human being?
what a stupid fucking thing to focus on, dude. If somebody fucking goes live, you're gonna get trolls. You're gonna get somebody. Like, the worst thing that you can do is acknowledge them. The worst thing that you can do is sit there and give those people the power and show them that they bothered you that much. Everyone already knows that it's a shitty thing to do. That's, you know, they're just fucking trolls. You fucking delete them and that's it. You don't need to spend 4 or 5 different live streams talking about how shitty it is that people were trolling this lady. Like, we know it's shitty. Everyone knows it's a shitty thing to do. We don't need a lecture on you on why it's shitty to troll the mom on social media, like when she does a live stream.
I guess is the question. I don't understand that. Because, like, literally, it could be a person that I absolutely can't stand to be around. If they needed the shirt off my back and I didn't need it that day, they would get it, no matter how I felt. If somebody is in need, whether I like them or not, and I'm able to help, I will help. I don't understand the need or how it makes somebody feel good inside of their mind, body, and soul to be nasty to somebody, to be just nasty and just keep being nasty and not realizing that you could just stop.
Trace the signal.
Literally just stop. I think we're on to the next one.
Good morning. I just realized that the very first video that I made about Layla's story just hit 2 million views. And I wanted to get on here and thank everyone for sharing that and for sharing her story and for sharing her face and for pushing this out and blowing this up. I'll never find the words to express the gratitude that I feel for everyone who's supporting me, who's supporting my family,
Everything,
this story and this case. Thank you all so much.
Everything is about Betty. Everything is about Betty. This is a flex. This is a flex. It's not a flex from the mom. It's a flex from Betty going, look, the mom is she's saying thank you to me because my TikTok video got 2 million views. It's like, how does that help find her? Betty? I mean, you're talking about how it's, and I agree with you, it's not productive to talk about how the mom didn't report her missing. It's not productive at this point. I agree with you. But how is this productive to finding Layla?
It means a lot. I'm sorry. It was at the end.
And my 21-year-old daughter, Layla Santinello, went missing 2 months ago. I have been pushing her story on every social media platform I can think of. And this morning I woke up and checked my socials like I do every day and saw that I now have 20,000 followers on TikTok. That means that 19,450 people care enough about my daughter to follow along in the investigation and keep up with our case.
So that's the sentiments. You know, there are people. It's just, you know, we have a beautiful true crime community here on YouTube, and it's to me, it breaks my heart that you know, TikTok is outpacing YouTube in this case. It really is. The reward, they're raising the reward. I will hopefully be talking to Jen in the next few days, texting her or something, and I'll find out if how much the reward was. She's still raising money. I tried to reach out to Crime Stoppers. I didn't get anywhere. Apparently it's a request that needs to come from somebody else. They can't just do it. So it's just getting very convoluted. I don't understand why there's no reward for her. They finally did put out a reward. They have $2,000. There's a $2,000 reward now. Thank God. Is it from the family or is it from Crime Stoppers? Because no internet equals into the world. I know, right? It does, and that's another thing. Layla has not posted on any social media at all. There's been no contact with any friends or family. It's been months. So it's from Jen. Okay, perfect. She raised on GoFundMe. Okay, great. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So then we'll start. Hold on just a second. Let me just give me just a second.
Oh my God, bro.
With the reporting of the burglaries and all these other things that people were reporting in. So that was, you know, I don't know if you guys noticed this. Let me go over here and show you guys this. This he actually works, I don't know if he owns it or works for a news organization. and he was out there live at the scene where they kind of have Danilo kind of caged in. They're trying to treat him. And so they keep moving. Like all these points of this community are wrapped with law enforcement as they're monitoring.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get the whole. I mean, yeah, who gives a shit where the reward money is coming from? Like, if there's a reward, then great. You know, and if she's alive somewhere, you know what I mean? If she's alive somewhere, hopefully she is. Somebody knows, and if they get wind of that reward and they're shacked up with her doing drugs, you know, they're definitely more likely to turn her in for that reward. So this is one of those cases where a reward might actually be pretty effective. Like best case scenario that she just fucked off somewhere. Best case scenario. But I'm hoping there's no foul play involved. I'm hoping she's okay. I hope she reunites with her daughter at some point. I hope, you know, that this family gets past whatever stuff that they got going on between them and you know, and Layla comes back home and this whole ordeal puts things into perspective for them and you know, things are you know, less taken for granted, you know, and it's sad. It's sad when something, because it happens to all of us. You know, it's a sad thing when something is so traumatic that puts things into perspective for you. You have to go through a traumatic experience to truly appreciate the people in your life and the things that you have. It's very sad. We all go through it. We all go through it because we have these needs and these wants. It's in our human nature, you know, and it's human nature to just want more. And in doing so, we end up taking the things that we do have for granted and not realizing it. And so, hopefully, you know, I wish this family all the best. I really do. And I hope that Layla's found safely. And yeah. But yeah, it's a scary thing, man. In Kingsport, man, thing is, Kingsport, Tennessee, there's a lot of crime. Kingsport is not Kingsport. I looked it up. I think it was the last time I went live. Like as far as safety goes, 0 being the least safe and 100 being the safest, Kingsport got a rating of a 3. So Kingsport, there are a lot of crime in Kingsport. Kingsport's a dangerous place. So, but hopefully it's just, you know, her and she's just being 21 and wanting to party and just trying to take a breather from her responsibilities as a young mother right now. Hopefully that's the case. I hope so. But anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I had a good time. I know I was not oh no, I did not see that. Let me I mean, he said he was wiping his whole channel or something, right? All right. Let's see. Normally, I don't talk about Upchurch unless it's pertaining to true crime or whatever. But we'll just go over this video real quick. Let's do that. Now I'm going to speed it up a little bit because I'm not going to spend all night on this, but
I got as high as you can get as a musician, not being signed by anybody. Career, 10 years long, exactly 10 years. Never took an L, never took a loss. Had bullets shot at me, axes thrown at me, swords swung at my head. Missed everything the entire time with ease. They've sent spies in, trying to get rid of me. Canadian spies, lesbian spies, spies with 3 eyes. Not the last one, but the other 2. There's been people trying to psychologically fuck with my head and drag me to court all the time. Little did they know I'm a psycho with a lot of patience. And I love having patience, especially when other folks think I don't have patience. My name should have been Patience. Man, I can't tell you how many times I've been to court all dressed up. And then we getting there and all the serious shit's going down. I like tap my lawyer. I'm like, you got a pen? She's like, yeah. Slide me a pen. Sit there and just draw big, fat, ugly, obese cartoon versions of the person that was taking me to court the whole time, every time.
I mean, this is clearly like he is already not taking. He's showing that he's not taking any accountability at all. He's just mocking anybody who takes him to court. And he has won the cases before, but he's never been involved in the true crime community and been taken to court. So this should be interesting. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's a textbook manic episode. I'm not a mental health professional, but I could see how somebody would think that it's definitely manic. It seems like it, but I mean, he just can't even like. he's not taking any accountability at all. He's still mocking the people that are taking him to court, and he's playing the victim. He's acting like he's the one who's the victim here because he's being taken to court. You're being taken to court because you victimized other people, bro. Like, when do you realize this?
In the 10 years I've been doing this job, I have made 20 albums. Those albums being 2016's Heart of America, 2016's Chicken Willie, 2016's Bad Motherfucker, 2017's Song of the South, 2017's King of Dixie, 2018's Project X, 2018's Creaker, 2018's The Oven, 2018 Supernatural, 2018 River Rat, 2019 Creaker 2, 2019 Parachute, 2019 Hooligan, 2020 Everlasting Country, 2021 Mud to Gold, 2021 Same Old, 2022's People's Champ, 2023's Pioneer, 2023's Blue Jeans that just dropped, and the 2023 album.
I mean,
Concert
this is just a flex, but it's a flex, but it's a valid one. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to talk shit about that flex right there because it's a valid one. He drops a lot of albums. He's a self-made success in his music, and that does merit respect.
20 motherfucking albums. All those albums are gold. Some of them are platinum. One of them is double platinum. And the entirety of the past 10 years has been fucking fun as shit. And I want to do it again. No, seriously, I want to do it again. So that's what I'm going to do. Sounds crazy, right? I know. I'm fucking crazy. But I was sitting here thinking, I was like, man.
No, that's exactly what you should do. That's exactly what you should do. This is something that I urged you to do fucking last year.
6 months, but 5 years. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, golly, I've gone through everything that I've ever seen in any music documentary that exists, independently, with me and my friends. That's it. No big business, no fucking super mass promotion, no international tour. Just fucking being regular motherfuckers. Like,
no, he tours.
My homeboy B has shot every video. He's been the photographer, the videographer, the manager, the psychiatrist, and most importantly, one of my best friends to this day. Ludwig, my cousin Billy, and my buddy Deerdorf built humongous, elaborate sets. Drunk as fuck, by the way. Drunk. They did this all drunk. Even at the show, drinking. Built it, took it down, everything was safe. That's what we do. Man, that night at the Municipal was fucking awesome. You know, I heard a rumor around town that there was a Hellcat that ran away from a state trooper and got away. Ain't that something? I'm worried about the police when I'm prone. Hellcat ain't nothing my what? I'm singing a song that I wrote. That's all I'm doing. Fuck ton of good times. But, you know, since then, I've had some shit happen. Like, you know, my mom stealing millions and millions of dollars and buying houses that I didn't know about. And then when I catch her, she's like, fuck you, I hate you, Ryan. you're in a cult, you're on drugs, and then my parents trying to get a fucking conservative ship on me because they're like, we want your money, and I'm like, I'm already giving you like a fuck out of it, and they're like, we want more, and I was like, what the fuck? See, I didn't know that's what it was at first. I knew everybody.
I don't care about any of that.
No, funny shit. Like my mom's like, "Oh my God, baby, are you okay? Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you fucking weird albino praying mantis. You got my face." What? And my dad pulling up at my house randomly, being like, "Son, you bought the cocaine?" And I'm like, "What? I heard about the cocaine. You bought cocaine?" And I'm like, "No, me? Who said that? A person at a place. Okay, well, who said it? A guy. Okay, what's the guy's name? I can't tell you. Do what? Yeah.
No, yeah.
Ryan, tell me the
Camry 3, he chews tobacco.
truth about the drugs and the cocaine
Chews
from the
dip.
guy. At that point, you're just like, all right, what are you trying to do? Are you doing something? Then when my parents wasn't getting what they want, I guess they just turn around and fucking tell fairy tales to people who've made up in their fucking fucked up heads. I remember one time I had some guys working on my house, the all black one, and one day they didn't show up, and I was like, what the fuck? What is going on? Come to find out, my dad apparently told all the workers, "Man, y'all better watch out over there and don't do too much. My son's going bankrupt. It's real horrible, but he's going bankrupt." Then I was like, well, guys,
Yeah, like I don't care about his mom posting a response. Like I don't care about the drama between him and his mom.
Well, I just call them and be like, "Hey, Upchurch said he's not bankrupt. Can you come back to work?" Now, keep in mind, my dad never supported me doing rap. He actually told me I wasn't gonna make it. Told me I wouldn't amount to shit. And obviously, that turned out to be the opposite. But when everybody around town started saying my name again and being like, "Hey, is this your son? Is this your son?" Then he was like, "Uh-huh, yeah, it is. Do you want to meet him? Rub this fucking Mountain Dew can 3 times."
Oh, God.
It wasn't for a meet and greet or to meet 50 fucking people or to act like one of those cardboard cutouts at the racetrack. I really didn't hang out with him. But, he would call me to his house, and I'd go over there and see what he's like. "You should stop by." And I'm like, "Okay." Well, I'd come over, and then, that would turn into, "Hey, yeah, I'm really worried about you, Ryan. You need to be better with your money, Ryan." In my head, I'm like, how much better can I be? You know what I mean? Goddamn, I have like 5 paid off farms. I've been real good with money. I've always been good with money. I'm good with money because I really don't need shit. And you don't really need shit, and you're blessed with a good job that pays a lot, and you stay not needing shit. Well, then, fuck. I guess you don't need shit. So where does the rest of that money go? Oh, in the bank. Oh, in the bank. But now look, here I am, still got money in the bank somehow, paid off all my shit. And guess what? I just found out that I've been being stolen from for about 6 fucking years. Millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Money.
I was giving them hundreds of thousands of my dollars. Yeah, player, I'm a fucking warrior, dude. So as an independent artist, writing all of his own songs, paying for all his own production, making his own business decisions, providing for the people that is stealing from him at the same time he don't know they're stealing from him, being sabotaged over and over, being compared to a serial killer on the fucking news. Then we got this dipshit over here, Bobby from Redneck Nation, over here being a fucktard with a bunch of pinball machines. Yeah, he's that kind of goofy. This motherfucker has 30 pinball machines in his kitchen. That's not a lie. I should have known then. Yeah, this motherfucker's kind of out there. I helped this Jabba the Hutt looking fuck build his stupid, shitty fucking clothing company for 7 years. I requested change. He was like, "No, man, trust me, bro. No, man." I'm thinking, well, people that work on cars and stuff really don't want their shirts to be like getting hung in cranks and fucking, radiator fans, some shit like that. Plus, the working class, works when they're in their clothes. If they're sweating and then the fucking logo is falling on the ground, well, that's not a good shirt. "No, man, cotton, bro. Everybody loves cotton." I'm like, this guy don't go outside.
Oh my God, bro.
Bobby wanted me to agree with him. He's like, so I just thought it was weird and I left. I'm down at my warehouse with B-Loose working, and weird feeling, and I don't like it. I felt like the thing from the Goonies was about to forcefully try to, a lot of my social medias are run with bots. No big deal. Not a big deal. Never would be a big deal. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do something they're not going to like. I'm going to do everything I just did again in the same lifetime. I'm retiring as Upchurch. When I come back, some of you will find me. Some of you might not find me. Some of you will know when you see me. Some of you won't. Now that I've been through the biggest shitstorm ever, there's nothing left to go through. I beat the entire game. And I got out of the game without being damaged. Look at video games, for instance. If you really like a game you're playing and you beat it, you restart the game. And you play it again. And you beat it better and faster the second time. Not only does it make you love the game more, you can navigate the game better. Good teammates, creakers, always regroup. Because see, disappearing takes away the power from the ones who don't like me. What are you going to do? Kick a phantom horse? They're not going to know where I'm at. They're not going to know what I'm doing.
I mean,
they're not going to know what to type in to find me. I'm just going to drop them nuts.
Not at all.
Everyone I've helped you fuck me over in the past, they get no more clout from new videos.
Not at all. I don't even care if you don't show up to court.
Stamped and sealed.
Like, I don't even care if you don't show up to court. Like, honestly, I kind of hope you don't. But yeah, he's just having a temper tantrum. I'm just going to disappear. You know, people that don't like me, the people that don't like me will have no fuel to use against me. No, man, like it's not even that serious. Like, as long as you're talking about true crime, I'm going to cover you, bro. Like, it's what I do. You're a drop in the bucket of creators that I have reviewed because they involve themselves in these cases and spread misinformation. You're a drop in the bucket of creators that I review who do this. Makes no difference to me. I haven't missed you at all. You know, I'm satisfied and happy that you're not talking about crime cases or spreading misinformation about innocent creators who are working hard to actually spread accurate information. So yeah, the fact that you're talking about disappearing and then starting, dude, more power to you, man. I totally support you in that. I absolutely 150% support you in that. So yes, we are very, very happy for you that you plan on disappearing. So
Get the fuck out!
Anyways, guys, I am going to wrap this up. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for as long as you did. Yeah, Kylie's father's lawsuit against him, Ikadmel's lawsuit against him. I fully support both because they have grounds to sue. Absolutely. I don't know if there's a court date yet. I'm not sure if there's a court date yet, but yeah. Anyways, guys, I love you very much, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.